Frustrated lawmakers want more money to effectively carry out their oversight role and better represent their constituents. Failure to adequately fund Parliament compromises its ability to fulfill its constitutional mandate, they say.
Parliament must be able to run its affairs independently, because if we continue to run as an appendage of the executive, how do we then hold the executive to account? Because we must realize and acknowledge the principle of the separation of powers, and you cannot entrench the principle of separation of powers if Parliament is going to be going to the executive with a begging bowl in hand.
In 2017, poorly off MPs had to scale back or cancel travel for public hearings and outreach programs, and weren't allocated constituency development funds meant for community projects, something they sought to address this year. Parliament's budget request is for $98 million. It's been allocated $56 million, an amount that lawmakers have been quick to point out is less than what former President Robert Mugabe used on travel alone in 2017. MPs are also agitating for increased funding to the ailing health sector, which had its $1.1 billion bid slashed to just $400 million. They vowed to take Finance Minister Patrick Chinamasa head-on over the two allocations.
The Minister is going to face real opposition on the issue of the budget for Parliament this year. I think he's going to be forced to compromise with MPs. And I just wish he would anticipate that sort of thing instead of waiting for it to happen in the House and consult us up front. He didn't do so, and I think that we're going to actually basically demand, certainly that'll be the case next week when we go back to Parliament on Tuesday.
Chinamasa tabled a $5.7 billion budget, which will be financed by revenues of just over $5 billion. A $672 million shortfall will be met through domestic borrowing. Farai Mwakutuya, CGTN, Harare, Zimbabwe.